All right, YouTube. We should be live. Let me just see really quick. All right, good morning, everyone. Dogs are going crazy right now in the background. Hopefully, that's not for much longer. We're going to be jumping straight into it today. Um, oh my goodness, those dogs are going absolutely insane. Wow. Wow. So, wow, they are not stopping. Those dogs are not stop barking. What's up, Joshua? What's up? What's up, Luboslav? We have got something dialed in for the next few weeks. We've got a paper trade account up 500 bucks. We're gonna trade one micro, but we're gonna do one trade a day, 5 days a week, shooting like we used to on Forex to hit 3 out of 5. I've got an edge that I believe is gonna play out pretty well, and the goal is to hit at least 3 out of 5 a week, taking one trade a day, and just kind of leveraging the opportunity that futures has to take one-to-ones without insane spreads or commissions. It's actually, I think it's going to help us significantly, and it just price moves a lot faster. It's a lot cleaner. So I'm going to go over with you guys too while we wait. It's about to be 11 o'clock. The edge that I'm going to be playing out for just the next 4 weeks, just to get some discipline back in my life after last week. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking for one setup after 11 a.m. between 11 a.m. and 12. And basically, if we take the 10 a.m. opening price, that is like where I believe price is attracted to. Now, when it's playing a little closer, it's not going to be ideal, but basically now what we're looking for is we're going to be looking for a closure below a green candle, and in doing that, we're going to be able to take a sell position downwards, so towards that target. Now, I'm going to do 150 tick take profit and 150 tick stop loss. We're going to see how that works over the 4 weeks, right? We're going to just take it at that for 4 weeks, and we're going to keep, all the screenshots of our charts and stuff, kind of see where we're at with it all. But this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to stick with the one-to-one, just trailing, or not trailing stop, just set and forget. But this edge that I'm going to be going over is pretty interesting to say the least. So now this is probably one of the only bad, like Friday was probably one of the only bad examples out of like the entire last month. But if you guys look at like last Thursday, and I went back like a few months so far with this over the weekend and whatnot, you take the 10 a.m. opening price, which is the start of the gray zone, the end of the gray zone's 11, and then basically we're looking for one of these green candles to get closed below the most recent green candle. In this case, it would be right here. We just get in on that breakout candle, and then we're targeting towards here. Now, what's going to be interesting, and let me make sure we're not getting a setup right now. We're not. What's going to be interesting about this is that we're going to be able to see that a lot of these trades are probably going to play out with like a stop loss above there, and we'll be able to target all the way down here. And there is potential for higher risk to reward, but for the meantime, until I get some discipline back in my life, you guys know how the next few weeks are going to go. We're going to be simply focusing on just that one-to-one, and then doing that one-to-one, we're going to be able to collect data to see, first of all, does the one-to-one work over on futures? Is my edge going to work with that one-to-one? And we'll take screenshots of everything in the charts and be like, okay, and we'll leave the drawings up on the charts and whatnot, and it's going to be like, okay, this one, and we can go through every trade after the next 4 weeks of live testing. We'll be able to see, okay, all these trades went at least 1 to 2. And stop losses always got respected above that flipped candle zone. It's like, okay, let's start doing something like that. But for the meantime, guys, that's just what I wanted to break down. This is basically my edge. It's super simple. One thing I noticed with futures is I probably was getting the timing wrong about when I should be trading when I first got into futures last week. It seems 100% like the 11 a.m. hour, an hour and a half after New York Open, 11 a.m. EST. That's what time it is right now. It seems like that's the hour to be trading. And everything else is just getting in way too early, it seems like. That's my first sip of coffee for the day, so wow, that's kind of strong. But we're gonna be good. And so these streams too, they're only gonna be in the morning. They're only gonna be 1 hour long. We're gonna be looking for one setup a day. One setup a day is gonna keep the crash out away, and we're gonna get back on our game. Here's the thing though. So check this out. We've got like 150 tick take profit, 150 tick stop loss. Now this is a 1-to-1 risk to reward. With that being said, and let me draw this on because if we close below here, we're going to be looking to go short. With this being said, the spread and commission totals like 2 ticks. So that means like we have to go, 100, we have to, we'll be making like 148 ticks and we'll be losing like 152. This is why I think it's going to be super, super beneficial for us to try to implement the 1-to-1 risk management system that we were profitable on in Forex over on futures, is because with spreads and commissions in futures, I'm still getting 0.97, right? I'm still getting 0.97. Now, if we were to take a Forex trade, we would be with a 2 pip spread between spread and commission, with a 15 pip take profit and a 15 pip stop level. It would really be like this. We would be getting $1.76 for every dollar we're risking, essentially, if you count in the spreads. And over on futures, we're getting 97 cents for every dollar we risk on 1-to-1 trades, right? So this is not even like in Forex, our 1-to-1 trades, from pure mathematical probabilities, we don't even have a 50% chance of winning. Now, over in futures, with how tight the spreads and commissions are, we automatically already have like a pretty much 50% chance of winning, right? The spreads and commissions really aren't eating into our opportunity that much. And so with that being said, I think we're gonna be able to hit a lot cleaner trades, and we're not gonna win all of them, guys. But the goal, like I said, if we can win 3 out of 5 a week and then focus back up on that monthly sample like we did in the past, it's gonna be good. So as you could tell, I clearly got my head back on straight after last week, and I've got a good starting point for an edge that we've got dialed in, and we're gonna see where it goes. But we're looking for one setup a day. I'm gonna put the setups too, and back in the chat room, the Telegram. So, but basically now, since we're above the 10 a.m. opening price, I'm just looking for a close below a green bar, the most recent printed green bar, to take prices lower. That's what I'm looking to do. I believe that there's a magnet right here on the 10 a.m. open that the 11 a.m. hour seems to want to target more days than not, is what I'm seeing. Like I would say about, like, it just depends on the entry now, but I would say at least 80% of the days at 11 a.m. seem to be targeting straight for the 10 a.m. open. Now, we'll see if it continues to play out like my testing has shown, but I really think if we could stick with the 1-to-1 and take just one trade a day, we're gonna be back on track quicker than we knew it. But oh yeah, so you guys know too, we blew over half that account last week, that cash account. But for the paper trade account, I'm just setting it back at 500. I was gonna do more, but I was like, you know what? Let's start at 500. Let's do a micro. We'll risk $75 and make 75, and we're gonna see where where $500 takes us in the next 4 weeks. And it's like, okay, if it takes us to like 1,000, 2,000, it's like cool. Let's put in $500. Let's do that, and then you could scale it pretty quick from there. But the startup cost for futures is so small that it just makes it nice. Because like over in Forex, to do something like that, you gotta put in like four grand. You know what I mean? To make like $75 a day consistently on average, just for a small lot size. You know what I mean? So same thing though. If this one does close higher, we're gonna be focused on this one instead. But we've got a minute left. So, but yeah, even though this down candle didn't close below it at this point, if any next candle closes below it, as long as it's a down candle, you know, we're gonna be good. Of course, a bull candle can't close below it, but like if we form a new green one, our zone's gonna be off of the new green one, right? So we're just looking at the most recent bull candle when we're trying to sell, right? And so this is why we've got it drawn on here, because if this candle flips and closes lower, we're going to get into our position for a sell, which we'll just put here 150 and then 150. What in the world? Yeah, there we go. And we'll have it ready for a sell, because that's looking like what the position we're going to be taking today. So no, we're still working off of the zone. Once the zone gets flipped, we're going to hopefully see lower prices. So you guys know too, there is going to be some days where price is like playing right around at like let's say at 11 a.m. we opened up right here. We're not really going to have an opportunity that day. We're not, like, it's just, you can like try to make a trade off here. Maybe if we're rejecting off of here and we get a clean you know, engulfing to the other side, we can continue higher, or maybe to target like the 9:30 a.m. open. But you can see like 9:30 a.m. open right here's already been hit. So like only if like maybe we opened 11 a.m. around the 10 a.m. open, maybe we can take 11 a.m. to 9:30. Either way though, we're trying to stick with that that there's two things, 1 to 1, and then when these bodies flip like this, it's super important, because you can kind of tell, guys, the direction of price and where it's going when you look at like which way are we closing higher. And like what I mean by that is you can see in this entire move down, what are we doing? We're closing below green candles, right? So if you look at the most recent green candles, we're closing below these, and we are not closing above any black candles. Now, when do we switch into a bullish environment? I would say like the quickest way to tell is when you start closing above black candles. You can see that happens right here. So this is when we start selling. This is immediately when we start buying. You see that no black candles now when we're in a buying environment get closed under. Now you see that this or not black candles, my apologies. You see no green candles getting closed under. Then you see right here, green candle gets closed under. We're selling now. And then you can see, this is just how you can see when price is flipping, right? And then closing above here. And then same thing, on. And you can kind of see like these pivot points in price. And so with there being like a magnet on price here at, you know, the 10 a.m. open, which you guys can go back and check too. It's pretty interesting. And then now just kind of, okay, we're pushing away from it. Green candles are closing higher. You guys can see right here, this green candle closed higher than that black candle. Now we're just waiting for the black candles to flip back to get our earliest opportunity. If price is going to push down, we're going to get in at that exact correct time. So this is going to be the trade, it looks like, here in 18 seconds. This is going to be day one, just testing this out for the next 4 weeks until we get some discipline back in our life with one trade a day. And then we're going to take advantage of the futures opportunity here. We're going to see if we close below, though. We did not, so I'm still waiting. No new green candle, so we're not getting in anything. Yeah, I think it was you that said it last week about the 3 minute. And I was going back and forth between a bunch of different things this weekend. Because I was like, I knew like after our conversation Friday, I was like, okay, I'm 100% like, I need to take like a month. Like maybe it doesn't even need to be a month, but I need a month. I need to get some discipline back in my life. So I was like looking around at all the different time frames, like 5 minute, 3 minute, and 1 minute for entries. 5 minutes like almost too late, and 1 minute's like almost too early, because sometimes you're gonna have like signals that just fire off like pretty frequently. Um, and there's so many different ways we can do this. Like honestly, I'll be honest with you, I had no idea what I was gonna do this week. Like I just had no like sense of clarity when it came to futures, and I'm like, how the heck do these markets move? It's so different. Like I thought it was gonna be similar to forex. It's nothing like forex. Honestly, it's nothing like forex. Like the 9:30 to 10:30 to 11 o'clock ish in forex is like such a clean time of day to trade. You can see such clear movements, but like the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. is like just not that clean when it comes to NQ. Now, I will say the 11 a.m. though to 12, once I saw that, you can see like price kind of reverses some of what it's doing at 11 a.m. Like you can see 10 a.m. pushes, 11 a.m. corrects. Right here, look at 10 a.m. pushes, 11 a.m. corrects. 10 a.m. pushes, 11 a.m. corrects. So it's like it either corrects or reverses, but you guys get like you start to see what I'm seeing, but I'm just happy to be back to one trade a day for a while, and we're gonna see what we can do with a small account and some consistency back in our life, and then we'll put some real money in. You guys know I'm good for it, but I need a season with risk off, but still need to be trading. What's up, my brother? How you doing? Yeah, there's something special on that 3 minute. Three's a good number, even spiritually, biblically. So maybe 3 minutes where we need to be. All right, you guys see this most recent green candle. We're closing below, targeting kind of towards the 10 a.m. open. It would have to go a little past just with how close we are to it, but it's all right. It's a good direction. We just hit 9:30 as well. So I'm going to take the trade. I also put it in the Telegram. We're going to see if people are going to enjoy that. We're gonna. I mean, we'll have four weeks of data for people to see. Okay, he's hitting NQ. He's hitting on NQ. He's not hitting, whatever it might be. Right. Let's do that though. Ticks, and then we'll switch that to money. So let me put our trade on too. What did we get in? 21. It'd be crazy. The first one loses that quick, but I'm not. Wait, is that the right price? No, it's 75. There we go. See, like literally our entry was only like off by like, it was only off by 1 tick instead of like 3 pips, you know what I mean? Futures been a little better. So ideally though, we want to target this line. This is where I believe price is going today, but for the sake of what we're trying to do, develop some discipline again, we're going just 1-to-1 at 150 ticks. Now, this is our position. I never got background music on today. You guys probably think I'm trying to get this the clicks in again. Oh, they just put a new one out too. I was running a little late to stream, but all right, guys, that's the first trade done for the day. Done for the week. We're done for the day, done for the week. Quick little stream. But yeah. That's how it's going to be. We're going to be just taking one trade a day again. Now, the only thing is what if we're going to put a specific, let me make sure this is not going to be okay. I hope it's not too loud. We'll turn it down some. Now this is the trade 1-to-1, 150 ticks. We're gonna see over time if that's like clean or not. This though shouldn't get broken as a stop, and this should be where we take it as a target. Now this is like a negative RR example. You guys see 0.53 ticks right there. Not 0.53 ticks, 0.53 RR. that's like the reason I'm not really set on doing like respected stop, respected take profit like that, like exact to the T, because you'll see I mean, you'll see though days like this day right here, you put your TP there, stop above that zone. That's like a 2.4R. Like in my testing, it was pretty interesting. This one, like, this is an example of price opening right up at that level. This is an example where price comes just all the way back down. Oh, maybe it does. No, it does. It does. Yeah, so then, like, you get the zone flip up here. I just want to show you guys some of, like, what I'm thinking and all of that. This is the most recent one that gets flipped. And you guys can see right here. You put your stop above that zone. And then you target down there. Like, you can hit higher risk to rewards. Like, there's definitely a magnet on price there. You can see too, even after it hits it, it goes the other way. So we're gonna, it's been quick, but we're gonna hang out, and I'm gonna just, this is one thing I want to do. We're gonna still take the 1-to-1, 150 ticks, 150, but we're gonna see too, like with these respected stop losses and take profits, if it would hit too, just to kind of have it on the chart and see. Yeah, we lost the first day. This is where the actual trade was at, and then this is like, this would be more of like specific what's it called, parameters on it, which this would be a negative R. So like I'm sure if we were doing specific parameters, we would have to like make a criteria where it's like, okay, you have to have a positive RR potential. Good morning. Good morning, guys. So yeah, we'll leave it up like that. First trade is an L though today. I'm gonna update the Telegram. Stop loss. Let's actually put it in because I'm gonna put screenshots for everything over the next 4 weeks. Today was an L. We'll hang out and kind of watch just to see if my theory is right, because I really like for a little bit. We're never gonna make these streams longer than an hour. But we're gonna see if price does end up going to this line right here. But let me take a screenshot. Put it in the Telegram. Okay. There we go. Okay. But now, in theory, that shouldn't get broken through if we're right. And this should be where we're targeting. Even if it does get broken through, at some point though, price should come back to that 10 a.m. But I had seen a few times, like honestly, this is a pretty, you know, respected point. It seems like in a lot of my testing. I'm curious if it's still gonna flip down here and respect that high. We're kind of just watching now for the sake of, we'll put this on. We'll keep, so this is the actual trade we took today, 1-to-1. We're just down 1R right now. But we're just kind of watching now, like hanging out since it was a quick day, just to kind of see where things land. Let me get my journal up. I'm gonna start recording all this. So 424.60. I'm curious to see if we flip before price exceeds those highs and hit the 10 a.m. open. Price has traded through the 10 a.m. open quite a bit down here. So maybe it doesn't need to again, but I even saw in all my, yeah, see, it broke those highs. I even saw in a lot of my testing that it, even after playing through, it would target down there. Let's delete those. We'll hang out for the hour, but just kind of watch price. There's a few things like I want to try to figure out over time too, because I mean I tested a little bit this weekend, but didn't have a ton of time. But like fair value gaps seem to be all over the place when it comes to futures, but they seem to get respected somewhat at the flip like of this hour. It's just like the only problem is like on the 3-minute here, you guys see like the fair value gap getting formed. It gets formed like right here. This is your first one, right? And then it gets respected right at that. I mean, we're in the 12 o'clock hour, but during the 11 o'clock hour, flipping the 10 a.m. hour, you form that fair value gap, it gets respected, and then you just price drives lower, right? But this 3-minute FVG as well. It's like, now in this case, you're right next to price. In this case too, you can see like it just, the FVGs just don't seem to give like that great of an entry when it comes to future. Like you see, like, look at, we could be like potentially entering, you know, like there's no entry off that FVG right there. And then the entry off of this FVG, you're getting rejections off of it. But look at, I mean, that's a terrible entry for this move that just happened. You know what I mean? And then you target here, price just misses the 10 a.m. open, flips on you, stops you out, and then goes straight there. But then, of course, that first fair value gap that got formed, that extreme one, we tap into it right there. Maybe it's the extreme FVG, you know, but and then you're getting this trade over at 1 p.m. in the day, but you can see, look at the distribution off of it, you know what I mean? And you guys can look back every day, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on NQ. It seems like it's exactly what I was looking for on, what's it called though? Like the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. hour, but it's just an hour later. Here's an example too of how the FVGs just give a terrible entry. Respects it. What am I doing? It respects it right there. We get it, like if you were to get in on FVG right here trying to flip this hour, it's like it's just not working, you know? But look where price goes. Price goes to that opening price of 10 a.m. after 11 a.m. It's like, where do you get in now? You get in, you know, if you can, when that first green candle gets flipped, that's a much better entry right up there. And then, you know, 1-to-1, you take your trade right there. But it's crazy, guys, because 150 ticks, like on a day like this, you can see it's like multiple candles. Then 150 ticks on a day like this, you get stopped out on one candle. So it's like, that's going to be, like, I'm still trying to get used to that stuff. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to figure out. $9.32, yeah, I already got tapped back into. Watch, we'll hang out. I want to see. This first one clearly failed. I'm not taking any more trades. We're taking one trade a day. I'm comfortable just watching price with you guys though. But like, same concept. Let's see. Price pushed away from there. I mean, it's the same thing we just saw on that one previous day. Let me see if I can find it again really quick. So like, this is an example, right? This block fails. I mean, you would have closed profits on this trade anyway, probably if you were doing this manually. That block fails, right? But after it fails, more liquidity gets taken. Look what happens. What happens? This block gets flipped, right? That block gets flipped right there. And then on the second go around, price did end up going to fully target that 10 a.m. open right there, right? So it misses it there, then comes, sweeps again, targets there. You know, so I don't know. It's a good it's an interesting concept that I'm finding out. Here's like a weird example, right? You see price, I think this would, yeah, no, so this is where price flips that green candle, but it flips it like after a massive move, right? When you flip it after a massive move like that, the 1-to-1 works out in this case, but you could tell like pretty clear as day, if you weren't trading 1-to-1, you're putting yourself at a negative R on that trade. But nonetheless, price seems to just head straight for that 10 a.m. open. Like, look at 10 a.m. open. I just want to go through with you guys what I've been seeing over the weekend. Candle gets flipped. Now here's a scenario. Oh no, I don't know if you would have got stopped out on 1-to-1. Yeah, but you put your stop right above that zone. Price targets right there. You guys see that over and over again. So it's like yeah, I don't know. Here's a scenario where it opens kind of close to price, and this is where like if you weren't trading like a 1-to-1, you'd barely have a move for the day, but nonetheless you would have profited, right? Like that would have been a 34 tick move because it targeted that. But like a 1-to-1, you know, you hit. So it's like I don't know. I'm just gonna do 1-to-1 for the sake of getting discipline back, and then it's like, okay, we're paper trading. If I get my discipline back by the end of 4 weeks, it's like, okay, we got enough data now at this point. At least I know I fixed the problem of me being the problem. You know, now it's like, okay, let's trade what works. But if I can't even stick to one trade a day, 1-to-1 on a paper trade account, it's like we've got no discipline in our life. It's over, you know? Same thing though, guys, just showing you over and over how these I mean, like it just targets that 10 a.m. open. Now 1-to-1 seems to be like the best model, but we'll see. Look at I mean, we're not taking the trade, but this zone got flipped right here. We'll put this trade on just in theory, in paper theory. But no, let's do it. If we're gonna do it in theory, let's do it stop loss right above the zone, take profit right at 10 a.m. open. This is in theory what the trade would be, right? And then you just want to see price make a run for the 10 a.m. open. So I don't know, guys. We're gonna get everything figured out over the next 4 weeks, starting with discipline, and then really dialing in our futures edge. And then at that point, once we're dialed in, we can either have the opportunity to load up a cash account. We can do a futures prop account. We can figure it out at that time. Yeah, the market just seems to be so different with how much it's moving on a daily basis for NQ. Like we were just talking about one candle on I guess these are 3-minute candles, not 1 minute. But one 3-minute candle, like 200 ticks right now, 150 ticks. Other days that might take 10 candles. So it's like, I don't know how the heck you balance that unless you're just changing your position size to remain consistent. But then you're missing out on opportunities when the market's just moving 1,000 ticks in an hour. You know what I mean? How's your guys trading going this morning though? I saw some people in the Telegram hit TP, it sounded like. Are you guys in prop accounts right now, or what are you in? Nice, GamerCat. Are you passed? Did you pass your challenge? Oh, your paper live testing? I don't know why I thought you were in a challenge right now. Man, I'm pretty sore. I've been trying to work out a lot lately again, and when you don't do it for a little bit, and when I mean a little bit, I mean even like 4 or 5 days, and then you get back into it, it's like completely starting over. Even after like like you can work out for 4 years straight, and then like you take 4 days off, and it's like you never did a thing ever. It's brutal. Might be a bad example day to show off our potential new edge. Might be a bad example day. Um that's okay though. That's okay. We're just going for 3 wins a week. Honestly, that's not bad though. It's pulling back into that OB, that order block. We'll stick with it just because we just put on this trade to just kind of test out like a re-entry theory on this, even though we're only taking one trade a day right now. Um, but honestly, there's no point in us even watching subsequent trades after our first. So this is probably something we're just not gonna do. Maybe some days the streams are only like 10 minutes. That's okay, right? We're trying to produce consistency, and I guess we don't really need to watch the charts after we already take our setup for the day. Um, so for the sake of already having put this one on, we'll just kind of like entertain it. But I'll try to get on 15 minutes early. We can chat, we can talk about things. But we don't. I guess what I'm trying to say is we don't need to draw it out if we're like already in and out of our position for the day, um, right? Because we don't want to put any type of pressure on us to be watching the markets when we're supposed to be done for the day. You know what I mean? I feel like that's probably gonna hurt us more than help us. And then if we want to look at data, it's like, okay, let's look at the chart the next day. We'll leave everything up the next day. And it's like, let's say this is tomorrow. We come back and it's like, oh, price, it did end up going a little higher. and then it ended up coming lower and matching 10 a.m. open or something like that, you know? Well, we can look at it that way, I think. That's gonna be better. But for the sake of this one, since we already drew it on, we're gonna entertain it. But going forward, we're not. There's no point, in my opinion. Oh, that's what's up, brother. I just saw your message, Josh. Yeah, I'm not in anything right now, like, either. I'm just currently paper trading, which is the first time I've done this in a long time. Usually, like I said last week, I just stop trading. Like, it's either I'm putting risk up or I'm not doing anything. And for a season, I'm just, let's just continue trading and take risk off, you know? If I would have lost this trade today after last week with real money or something like that, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I would probably crash out. If I lost this 150 ticks in 1 minute after last week, like, I would probably crash out. So we need to get that out of our system before we put up risk again. We just absolutely need to get that out of our system. All right, yeah, this fake attempt number 2 does not play out. This is kind of the chart we have for today. We're gonna see tomorrow if price does end up. We'll look back in time to see if price does end up matching the 10 a.m. open. We'll keep the stream short for the day as we get back into things, guys. That is day number 1 back. Back with the risk management style we were maintaining in Forex. So we're gonna see if this can't produce profits over the next 4 weeks, and if it can, we'll put some money on the line again and try to run it up in the markets again. So maybe we'll even do a challenge. Maybe we'll even do a CFD challenge with you know, like a larger amount, like 100K or 200K or something. Discipline first, and then after that we can really look at how we're gonna scale. Or maybe we just put in futures and bet heavy. I don't know. A small amount in futures and bet heavy. We'll see what works. But we're gonna close this one out in prayer. We're gonna keep the stream short. I'll try to get on 15 minutes earlier, like I said, in case the streams are shorter. That way we have some time to just bounce ideas around and talk live together each day, if the trades happen to stop us out in 1 minute. But other than that, I don't have anything else. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Father, we just thank you in the name of Jesus for the love that you're showing towards us all right now. Even though we can't see it, even though we can't feel it sometimes, Father, your love is constantly just shining down on us. Help us today, in this very moment, and throughout the rest of the day, to become more aware of it. Help us to become more aware of your presence in our life, and help us to get closer to your son Jesus. We love you, God. We thank you for everything that you've done for us. And we just thank you for the ability to talk to you right now, the grace that you're just pouring out on us to be able to even pray right now in a life that is constantly distracting us from even talking to you. God, we love you. We need you. And I just pray a blessing over my brothers watching today. I just pray for discipline to increase in my life and their life, and for us to have clarity and to see the right opportunities as they come to us on a daily basis. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen, guys. Amen. All right. I will see you boys tomorrow. We're going to be back tomorrow to take trade number 2 for the week. Today was an L. We need 3 wins for the week. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow.